rare and balanced view on politics in today's world. Based on facts, born of rationality, common sense, and logic, providing context on today's events. This is American Perspective with Rick Thomas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to, sorry, didn't mean to clear my throat right into your ears, but welcome to the American Perspective show with moi. Three Chevy's fishies are dying, and he doesn't know why. And I'm not being facetious or sarcastic here. I don't mean for it to sound that way. He's featured these fish on our Wednesday night's Pet of the Week quite often. He puts a lot of work into them, and that's so sad that that the fishies are dying off. He's got this beautiful little spot in his backyard with koi, and it's just the amount of work that he puts in is very impressive. So that's pretty sad. If hopefully you get it figured out soon. And yeah. Anyway, oh shoot. I just realized there was something that I was missing. See, a lot of you folks don't, I go through and I try and set up for the show, and there's times where I get everything, and then there's times when I don't. And tonight is one of the ones where I didn't. So here we go. All right. Tonight's Pledge of Allegiance, and that's what I was tying into. Tonight's Pledge of Allegiance is going to be done by Pops McGroin and partner. So if you are of mind, please stand, remove your hat if you're wearing one like me. Place your hand over your heart and join along with Pops McGroin and his partner in the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America.
And of course, I thank you, Pops McGroin and partner, for that wonderful rendition of the pledge. If you would like to hear your rendition of the pledge played here on the program, all you need to do is record yourself reciting the pledge in your style, and then taking that and whatever kind of recording that it is, whether it's audio or video or whatever, attach that to an email, and send it off to fans, FANS at AmericanPerspective.online. That's fans, FANS at AmericanPerspective.online. And I will get you into the rotation order as quickly as possible. Tonight's headline sponsor is theflagshirt.com. I'm wearing one of their cotton men's polos. Great, fantastic, patriotic clothing, I got to tell you. It is wonderful, bright colors, great designs. They're very comfortable and true to size as well. But you can head on over to theflagshirt.com and you can check out all of their men's, women's, kids, accessories, all kinds of stuff. They are running a Patriotic Heroes sale right now where you can get up to 60% off select patriotic styles when you shop right now at theflagshirt.com. They also have free shipping if you order $75 or more of their product, and you'll get that free shipping right then and there. But I know not too many people can do that free shipping, so I am going to help you guys out with a special way that you can get some money off. If you go to flagshirt.americanperspective.online, that's flagshirt.americanperspective.online, and what you can do there, what you'll be presented with there is a code. Now, if you take that code, you copy and paste it into the promo code box at checkout at theflagshirt.com, and you would go ahead and you'll get $5 off your order. So once again, go to flagshirt.americanperspective.online, get yourself that coupon code, copy and paste it into the promo box at checkout and at theflagshirt.com, and you can get $5 off your order. Go to theflagshirt.com and get yourself patriotized. All right. So, we had a withdrawal of a nomination, and this isn't anything like super exciting necessarily. And honestly, this is a strategic move. So Elise Stefanik's nomination to be ambassador to the UN has been withdrawn. And the reason being is because of the fact that she is going to be more effective staying right where she is in the House of Representatives. So, she is going to be more important and can be more valuable in the House, considering the fact that we have such a narrow majority over there. Now, I got to be honest with you, when he started nominating people from the House of Representatives and stuff, it was one of those things that I was a little concerned, because we knew that we were going to have a thin majority, not only in the House, but also in the Senate. And so both of them, we got to hang on to as much as we can. And, or we had to hang on to as much as we can. So honestly, I think this is a good move. I think this is a good strategic move. And, that's enough to keep it, to basically keep it, at least a little bit better of a margin. I mean, yeah, granted it is just by one, but let's be honest. We are going to need every single vote that we can get in the House of Representatives. We're going to need as many as we can to make sure that we can get everything taken care of here, as far as making sure that we push the America First agenda, especially when it comes around to getting laws passed through Congress for all of that. And so, anyway, Trump wrote on X about the move yesterday, and basically said that as we advance our America First agenda, it is essential that we maintain every Republican seat in Congress. We must be unified to complete our mission, and Elise Stefanik has been a vital part of our efforts from the very beginning. I have asked Elise, one of my biggest allies, to remain in Congress to help me deliver historical tax cuts, great jobs, record economic growth, a secure border, energy dominance, peace through strength, and much more, so we can make America great again. So with a very tight majority, he continues, he says, I don't want to take a chance on anyone else running for Elise's seat. And this is true. I mean, this is true. It really is the situation that, honestly, that we really should be looking at. I thought it was a little questionable putting her into the UN, because, I mean, let's be honest, anybody can pretty much be an ambassador to the UN. It's not like if they do necessarily a whole heck of a lot. So, anyway, now the fun thing about all this is that the Republican-controlled House, the very narrow majority, but the Republican controlled House is welcoming her back with open arms. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, says Elise Stefanik is truly a great leader and a devoted patriot. Today's selfless decision shows America what those of us who work with her already know. She is deeply devoted to her country and fully committed to see President Trump's agenda succeed in Congress. New York GOP Chairman Ed Cox also released a statement praising her. His statement read, Elise Stefanik is a Republican superstar. Her tenacity, intellect, and tireless advocacy have made her one of the most effective voices for hardworking New Yorkers and all Americans. While her service at the United Nations would have made New Yorkers proud, her continued leadership in the House of Representatives is a victory for the American people. Mike Johnson also pointed out that he will be putting her into essentially into some leadership positions as well. So he already put out that there is no doubt that she would have served with distinction as our ambassador to the United Nations, but we're grateful for her willingness to sacrifice that position and remain in Congress to help save the country. I will invite her to return to the leadership table immediately. So there you go. There you go. And like I said, I was a little concerned in the beginning, but I just gotta go with what is just gotta go with whatever the president wants to do, because it is his agenda and his term. Well, speaking of Tesla and Elon and the Trump term, this in the Epoch Times, the violence targeting Tesla escalates in the U.S. and apparently is now spread to Canada. Yes, this is completely wrong. There's absolutely no way to connect Tesla necessarily to what Elon is doing to the government, but these morons who are running around firebombing and blowing things up and burning people's cars and outing them, on the internet and so on and so forth. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's now, even in Canada, Tesla showrooms have been attacked. Tesla vehicle owners have been threatened and doxxed. I mean, this is not American. Let's just put it this way. Well, yeah, but then again, I mean, the left is anti-American. That's just the way they are. They are totally anti-American. And that's essentially what they're going for. So, this is ridiculous. So these people they're just getting more and more violent. And they're going to, because that's the only language that they can use. That's the only language that they can use, because they can't use their words. Their positions are absolutely atrocious. They have nothing to stand on other than destruction and so on and so forth. So speaking of destruction and death, Chicago has been dubbed once again America's murder capital. And what is it? Why? Well, I mean, Democrat leaders demonize the police, splurge on migrants. Chicago hit 573 homicides just last year alone. So Chicago is once again up there, and it's a Democrat enclave. That's what they do. They allow that crap to go on. They encourage it. And that's part of the problem. These people, they can't stand to understand that their positions are just their positions and their thoughts are way out of line. Way out of line. So, anyway. Oh. Well, you know, I'm tempted to anyway, I'll hold off for just a minute then. All right. Well, Jasmine Crockett is just another reflection of the negativity, the violent nature, so on and so forth. She actually, well, by the way, she's in the process of being censured. Don't know if it'll actually go all the way through, but yeah. So, okay, you unfortunately are gone. All right. So, anyway, so she's made a bunch of comments, and, you know, obviously this just reflects the violent nature that the left actually has, in front of it. So here, here's, this is a post, or this video had been posted, by End Wokeness. So take a listen.
Politicians. So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes. Listen, I have learned as I serve on the Doge Oversight Committee that there is only one language that the people that are in charge understand right now. And that language is money. And so I've been so proud to see us organize behind a cause.
Yeah, she would like to see Elon taken down. Well, I hate to tell you this. He is not going anywhere. Well, she also made some further violent gestures and stuff like that. Well, take a listen to this one.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. You know, I think and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But like, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head like hard, right? Like, there is no niceties with him. Like, at all. Like, you go clean off on him, right?
Now, notice, too, how she dropped into that with that affect that she is attempting to try and align herself with a specific segment of society because of the fact that, you know, she actually has, and I've played the video for you before, she actually has the ability to speak proper English. But anyway, so yeah, it's just, these people, they have nothing left. They cannot get you, or they can't go after you or talk to you about, the issues. They are afraid to go head to head with people who are knowledgeable about all the issues because of the fact that they essentially have nothing to stand on. They've got no platform. They're in a total disarray, so on and so forth. And occasionally, as the saying goes, a broken clock is right twice a day. Well, the people, or the cackling hens at The View are, well, they're finally figuring this stuff out. So here is, in particular, one of Jasmine Crockett's more lower moments in terms of what's going on. And this is in direct reference to what The View is going to talk about here in just a second.
And because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey.
There's that affect again.
Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that hot Governor Hot Wheels comment. Yep. Well, the View actually picked up on this, and I'm kind of surprised that they are taking a step in, well, what would be considered the correct direction, or at least the more civilized direction. But yeah, that's, well, let's take a listen to them.
There was like 3 or 4 examples. Referred him as Governor Hot Wheels. Said he was rolling up to the White House. Said he. Yeah.
I think that
not a good idea.
Yeah, it's not just, you just don't mock people with disabilities. I mean, you don't mock people. You don't mock people. I was going to say, you just don't mock people at all. And I admire Jasmine Crockett. I do think she's an effective messenger. I think this was a mistake. Yeah. And I think when you make a mistake, you have to own it. Yeah. You have to do that because it gives you a lot more credibility when you do that. I did not know that Governor Abbott was a paraplegic. I had no idea that he went around, and the people in the audience also are shaking their heads. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was, a tree fell on him when he was 26. A lot of his photos are taken from the step down, from the waist up. But she is the representative from Texas, so she very much so must have known that he is in a wheelchair. And so I hope that she does the right. They want to censure her for it. And I don't know that's not appropriate, but it is appropriate for her to apologize.
If you want me to take everything you say when he talks about different people, you said, no, I was just joking. Okay, then let's all do that right now and say, she made a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're going to move on. We're not censoring people. We're not going to do it. We're going to say to people, just don't do it. Don't make jokes. As Joy says, what is it?
Leave it to the comedian.
That's right.
Yeah. So sure. I mean, again, we could sit here and argue all day about this, but the fact of the matter is that she is, the ladies on The View are actually right. Twice. Well, twice. What am I saying? That was the first one. Here is the other one, because The View actually was going off on AOC and Bernie as well. Oh my gosh, they were actually right twice? Take a listen.
See why people like the AOCs, the Bernie Sanders. I like even hearing the rally. I can feel myself clapping along. But the problem here is, whereas they're tapping into the anger, I don't think just screaming and kind of performative, we're going to fight, is the way to go. I want actual solutions. And that's why I like Senator Slotkin, who I keep repeating here over and over. She said, I'm a pragmatist, and I'm a pragmatist. She's from a purple state. You can't come at it just like an AOC comes from a completely blue area. Bernie Sanders, completely blue area. Alyssa Slotkin, Trump won her state. So when you're dealing with that kind of electorate and a country that's divided, I come from the school of thought is, I love to hear you shout, but I'm much more the person that says, show me what that got you. If screaming got you some kind of budget plan or a resolution or compromise, then bravo, I will be the loudest one behind you. It didn't. So I'm a more the put your heads down, unite under something, and get your messaging going.
Yep. That is actually a positive message. For once. So, keep in mind, it's not the crazy left. Okay. It's not the crazy left, the leftist, the far, far left morons that are going to be running around and bringing this country back together. And not to mention the fact, but keep in mind that President Trump's approval ratings are rising. His policies, most people agree with what's going on. So, I mean, there's the crazy few that are sitting here that aren't, they're not listening. They're not opening up their ears and understanding the truth about the situation, and we're only, 75 days in? I don't even know the exact count. We're not even in a full, I don't know, 3-4 months yet. So, yeah. Anyway, speaking of TDS, which these people have, many people have. I got one who's a troll right now running in my Rumble chat, but so far he hasn't done anything quite yet enough, he or she. I mean, calling himself a king. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, here in the Daily Fetched, the BBC is offering employees counseling to help with Trump derangement syndrome. Trump derangement syndrome. Why does the BBC even have Trump derangement syndrome? I mean, that's British broadcasting, right? They're across the pond. They don't even, they're not even here in the U.S. What the hell are they worried about? They got their own problems with their premieres and everything else. Thank you, Nana. 67 days. We're not even at 70 days yet. Look at how this is going for these people. The British Broadcasting Network is now offering its staff counseling to help them cope with Donald Trump's presidency. And according to an email that was obtained by the Spectator magazine from the corporation's Pride Board, the BBC outlines its unwavering commitment to the DEI ideology, which we all know is racist, and acknowledges the fact that discourse may be causing concern among employees. So the email states, quote, "We understand the events and discourse in the U.S. over the last month may be causing concern, particularly for those in the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign, ampersand, whatever community. We are reassured that BBC's commitment to diversity, inclusion, and belonging remains unwavering." I always get lost whenever they sit there and talk about these basic things about inclusion. Here's the thing, folks, and I'm just going to lay this out for you. You want inclusion? Ignore the stuff that you're trying to create. I mean, you want diversity. Yes, you want to, people are different. There are so many different people who are out there, okay? And, you want inclusion. Well, then it's really very simple. Quit dividing people up into specific boxes. For an example, the whole idea of being African American, no, you're either African or you're American. You're not both, you're one. You're American. Honestly, if you're here in the U.S. and a U.S. citizen, you should be an American. Who cares what your skin color actually is? Most people don't. You want to be inclusive of people who may not have the same sexual preferences that you do? Fine. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. So, yeah. I mean, realistically, this whole idea of, making sure that we have all this diversity, equity, and inclusion, again, you really want to get rid of inequities, then don't call them out. You don't even need to sit there and look at them. Okay? You don't need to sit there and exhort them or, put them on a pedestal. Okay? Be the people that you say you are in terms of, and I'm speaking directly to the left here, by the way, because the left is anything but inclusive. The left clearly is anything but inclusive. If you are sitting here and wanting to be inclusive, that means that you will appreciate and allow everybody in. Whether it's a conservative, a left-winger, a middle of the road person, a libertarian, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You don't need to sit here and separate people out by that. I mean, you recall, and honestly, this is what the left does, but you recall, okay, that when people were asked, and this is an Amy Horowitz, I think I'm not Amy, but Omri, I think. Anyway, he did a man on the street interview of people in Berkeley, and he was he was basically asking them, do you think that they should get ID for voting? They honestly have what is a complete negative stereotype of people of color, blacks in particular, that they're too stupid. They can't get ID. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to go to get driver's licenses. And honestly, I don't know how else to explain that other than the fact that they have been brought up with the idea that, that's racist. Just because your skin color is such that you're too stupid to get around, even especially knowing the fact that ID, the typical ID that is used to vote, okay, or that is used for voting, is used for hundreds of other things in our life, like being able to buy medicines, alcohol, identifying yourself to a police officer, driver's license, so on and so forth. I don't understand why these people claim to be so inclusive, and they are anything but. And they sit here, and the first thing that they do when they're starting to argue with you, when they first get caught on their policies, they immediately go to something of a personal nature. This is not the same kind of Democrat, honestly. I mean, these are the leftist lunatics that are out there. And we should be calling them out on all of this. I mean, picking somebody just because of their skin color, not because of their capabilities or their ability to do a job, that's crazy. Yeah. Anyway. Well, let's move on to some happier news. So here is our buddy, the Bulldog, Tom Homan. Tom Homan has had an incredible amount of successes, honestly. An incredible amount of successes with his deportation. And so he took a little bit of a victory lap here on a Fox News show here. So let's go ahead and give him the floor and let him take that victory lap.
I think it's going to open up a lot of eyes. I think illegal aliens, most vulnerable, are not going to spend their life savings to hand it to a criminal cartel to come to the United States, knowing we ended catch and release. You're not going to be released in the United States. You're going to be deported immediately. And as the Secretary said, we got a lot of tools in the toolbox. El Salvador prison's one. We got Gitmo. We got other countries. So for those countries who push back on taking their criminal nationals back, we'll send them to another country. We got a lot of tools in this toolbox. Again, President Trump's a game changer. We got illegal immigration on board down 96% because of the policies of the Trump administration. And we got, let's say, record number of criminals. We still got a lot more to do in the interior, but we got the right team put together. This is the greatest team I've seen in my over 40 years serving as a special agent, a border patrol agent. I've never seen a team this serious about making this country safe. We got a great president. He's got a great team. So I wake up every day like a kid in the candy shop, getting ready to go to work. And I know we're making a difference every day.
There you go. He's waking up like a kid in a candy shop. Well, he's doing the job. He's doing the job that he was elected for. Well, he wasn't elected. He was appointed to. And it was the job that Trump was elected for because, Biden didn't support the Constitution nor support the rule of law, especially when it came to immigration. So, there you go. Anyway, according to ICE and Newsweek published that ICE had told Newsweek that it has removed 28,319 people from the U.S. interior between January 20th and March 11th. Okay. Averaging to about 3,887 per week or 555 per day. When the figure is taken as just those immigrants detained by ICE agents, Trump is already outpacing Biden's removal numbers. So, yeah. Now, keep in mind, these are just the deportations that are done by ICE. This isn't considering all of the self-deportations that happened through the app that replaced the CBP One app. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, now the ones that are happening with ICE have been mostly major criminals, meaning that even these thousands of people are gone. So that's good. They're gone for making America much better again. Now, you remember, actually, let me go ahead and take a quick break. And let me head on over and tell you about 1775 coffee. So, you know, I've told you this before. I've got this massive big cup of coffee. It holds two regular cups of coffee. And it says Father Like No Other on it. It's great cup. I do use it every single day. But the coffee that I put in it makes a difference. Okay. Weak coffee is for the weak. And at Rumble, weak has never been a part of the mission. No fillers, no fraud, no settling for mediocrity. Just like 1775 coffee. It's single origin, small farm, hand-picked, specialty grade coffee that stands for quality, free speech, and also calling out BS when it matters. Forget stale, mass-produced beans, roasted just enough to hide the flaws. Dark roast that hits like a Trump tariff. Medium roast keeps it bold without the bitterness. And the Vitality Mushroom Blend. Real energy. Lasting focus, no synthetic garbage. Oh, Mark, I will show you the cup. I'll tell you what, I'll try it for tomorrow night. I'll show it to you. Anyway, for K-Cup pods, whole beans, or fresh ground coffee, go to 1775coffee.com. That's 1775. That's the numbers, 1775coffee.com. Use promo code STUDIO for 15% off your order. Go to 1775coffee, 1775coffee, all one word, .com. Use promo code STUDIO and get 15% off your order for K-Cup pods, whole beans, or fresh ground coffee. Also, don't forget, start your morning right with coffee that actually stands for something. That's 1775coffee.com. All right. Oh, and I see our buddy the troll is still trying to boop, 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 boop. Anyway, speaking of somebody trying to tell something, have you seen the ad? You have seen the older ads for the military. Well, I got to tell you, this is basically a new ad. Now, J.D. Vance, the VP, went and hung out with the Marines here not too long ago, and he gave a speech to the Marines. Well, somebody went and put it to images, and let's just say this is fantastico for a recruiting video. I hope this thing plays here.
We care about excellence and we care about patriotism. And if you are awesome and you are a patriotic Marine, then we are going to do everything that we can to make you the most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen. And that is what we're doing every single day. No more quotas, no more ridiculous mumbo jumbo, no more diversity training. We believe the real strength and the real diversity in the United States Marine Corps is that you all come from every walk of life, come from every corner of America, and you have got the strength and the purpose to win the nation's wars, and that is what the Marine Corps is going to do, just like it's done for damn near 250 years.
Now that's what I call a recruitment ad right there. Oh, yeah. So one of the things, of course, was him going and meeting with some of the troops. Well, here is a troop or a Marine, can't really call them troops, but Marine, who basically gave her opinion on what she was thinking for the meeting with the VP.
I'm excited to meet the Vice President and have a quick lunch with him. I mean, he was a Marine just like the rest of us here. That's super motivating to me just because he's been in our shoes in some way or another. One of my favorite things about being a Marine is no matter what, you'll find a Marine retired or active duty and we can all fall back in the same experiences. So the biggest thing I kind of wanted to discuss with him is how did he be going from a junior Marine up to a corporal Marine to being Vice President at the White House? What leadership skills did he learn throughout the Marine Corps that he can fall back on at the White House?
Now, there's a highly educated, high-speed, low-drag troop. Well, Marine. Of course, they're all high-speed, low-drag when they're at that. So there we go. There we go. All right, that's it. I've had it. I've watched you enough. Goodbye. All right. He just escalated and escalated and escalated until he decided to just take it the next. Anyway, normally I'm okay with, I mean, just so people understand, I don't go and mean to just kick people out of the chat. When they're coming in and they're making, effective and debatable points and not just insulting people, I'm okay with that. If you have a differing opinion, I get it. You have a differing opinion. It's everybody is going to have a differing opinion. Even if you are a conservative, you're going to have a differing opinion. But when you get to a point where you're starting to, use foul language, when you're starting to call names, when you're starting to use capitalizations in a chat, yeah, it's about time for you to go. And I'll only hold on for just a short period of time in that, and then you're gonna irritate the hell out of me, and you're out of here. So, I mean, again, if you want to debate the issues, I get it. If you want to talk about the issues, if you want to talk about the differences in opinions, fine. We'll do it respectfully, and we'll do it in a manner that will be cordial to that. So anyway, he's gone. Whoever that was. Anyway. All right. Let's see. Where else was I? Oh, yes. Speaking of the troops, I know we were just talking about J.D. Vance, and being at the Marine Corps base, which I think is absolutely awesome. But anyway, we're now starting to see what a real border protection looks like. It's sad that it actually has to come to this level, to be honest with you. But I'm kind of glad that it is. So here in common defense, U.S. troops are now patrolling the southern border in Stryker armored vehicles. This is actually pretty good because to be honest with you, the cartels have kind of outpaced, let's say, our border patrol in terms of weaponry and armament. U.S. military personnel deployed along the southern border are now authorized to conduct patrols in Stryker armored vehicles, marking a significant shift in the role of troops supporting customs and border protection operations. This change, announced by U.S. Northern Command, known as NORTHCOM, aims to bolster enhanced detection and monitoring efforts as illegal border crossings and smuggling activity continue to challenge national security. The development follows a March 1st order from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who directed approximately 2,400 soldiers from the 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division, to deploy to the U.S.-Mexico border. Less than 3 weeks later, on March 20th, Hegseth expanded their mission by authorizing troops to assist CBP with greater mobility and visibility along the border. This particular authorization now allows service members to move beyond stationary security positions and utilize tactical military vehicles, including Strykers, for patrol operations in designated border zones. These patrols can also involve transporting CBP agents through difficult or remote terrain, increasing both reach and responsiveness in vulnerable areas. Stryker vehicles are known for their versatility and speed, are 8-wheeled armored carriers capable of transporting up to 11 personnel and reaching top speeds of 60 miles an hour. So there you go. We're bolstering our border. It's about damn time. That's what we should be doing. I mean, well, you all know what I think of the border, what the border should look like in terms of a border wall. It shouldn't be a border fence. But, yeah. All right. And speaking of illegals, reported in the Daily Wire, there's a new bill, a new Republican House bill that's being proposed that would prevent illegal aliens from attaining citizenship. It's going to create a new deterrent for illegal immigration into the United States, of course. The legislation called the No Citizenship for Alien Invaders Act was proposed by Representative Corey Mills in Florida and seeks to amend the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 to state that, quote, no alien who enters the United States unlawfully shall be eligible for naturalization. Mills stated, under the Biden administration, we saw more than 10 million encounters at our borders, a crisis exacerbated by reckless catch and release policies that allowed criminals who broke our laws to remain in the United States. President Trump has made it clear that anyone that tries to unlawfully undermine, exploit, or bypass our immigration system is a criminal. I mean, it totally is. I mean, it's even in the current INA, it talks about that. But anyway, that legislation is also being co-sponsored by Representatives Josh Beechin and Ana Paulina Luna and Andy Harris. The Republicans say they hope to get the legislation to the president's desk by Memorial Day. Beechin stated, America is a nation of laws, and if we allow those laws to be subverted by illegal aliens who have no constitutional right to be here in the first place, then we will cease to be a nation. Yep. Anyway, the new legislation is the latest move from House Republicans to attempt to deter migrants, read aliens, from illegally entering the United States. Representative Brian Babin of Texas proposed legislation in January that would end birthright citizenship for the children of illegal aliens, which is a move that the congressman said would end birth tourism. Technically, it's already there, but whatever. Anyway. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? We got about 10 minutes left. I got enough time here to kind of talk about this. So another case has reached or is heading to SCOTUS. So you recall that U.S. District Judge James Boasberg. We've talked about him a lot on the program. Okay. He had issued a TRO, a temporary restraining order, blocking the Trump administration from deporting Venezuelan nationals. And the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld that decision. Well, now the Trump administration is asking the Supreme Court to step in. This is the second or third, I think, time that this is happening. So, Acting Solicitor General Sarah Harris, in her message to the Supreme Court, said the flawed orders from Boasberg threaten the government's sensitive negotiations with foreign powers and risk serious and perhaps irreparable harm if not immediately reviewed by the Supreme Court, according to Fox News. Boasberg had blocked the Trump administration from using the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport suspected Venezuelan gang members, calling for the return of more than 250 illegal aliens that were deported to El Salvador, ordering the planes to, turn around. Well, yeah. The Trump administration immediately appealed the ruling. The administration said its actions were not subject to Boasberg's order because the presidential actions they challenge are not subject to judicial review. Well, I mean, they're not subject to judicial review by the lower courts. Supreme Court could step in, but not them. Anyway. Boasberg ordered the administration to provide additional information on the first two flights, such as the time that the planes left U.S. airspace and when they landed. He ordered the government to respond. The DOJ responded back, saying, continuing to beat a dead horse. Continuing to beat a dead horse solely for the sake of prying from the government legally immaterial facts and wholly within a sphere of core functions of the executive branch is both purposeless and frustrating to the consideration of the actual legal issues at stake in the case. Yeah, basically that was a big double-barreled family unfriendly finger to this guy. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, they sent it back up, or they've since sent it to the Supreme Court. So this is another one that's going up. I told you, man. I mean, these Supreme Court deals, realistically, these court cases, because again, as you know, first of all, the idea of judicial review doesn't even show up in the Constitution. It was created by the Supreme Court themselves. You could argue there was some question there, but what is a question, what is not a question, by the way, is 100% having to deal with the fact that these district courts are issuing nationwide injunctions, which are not applicable. They are not constitutional. Now, an injunction can be issued for the particular plaintiff in the cases to give them specific relief. But doing it on a nationwide basis and having some district court in Timbuktu, freaking Washington or California try to say, yeah, we can block this entire situation with the whole thing that's going on here. We can block this because we have that power. No, you don't. Constitutionally speaking, you don't. The Supreme Court's the only one that has the capability of reining in the other two. We all know this. So, anyway. Oh my gosh. All right. It's been an entertaining night between our troll and, I mean, come on guys, you know that the trolls are going to have, they're going to start finding us. The more popular that this show actually gets. Yeah. We're going to end up with a bunch of trolls probably, eventually. And of course our chat moves slow enough for them to like get in. Anyway, yeah, Bonnie, you pointed out Roberts needs to step up right now and do the right thing. And I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. Not to mention the fact that Amy Coney Barrett is not shaping up like we talked about last night. She's not shaping up to be a originalist like you would have hoped. But anyway. All right. Well, Zelensky has shown a little bit of his hand. Zelensky is, according to Breitbart, is declaring that Ukraine will never cede occupied territories to Russia and suggests that Trump is being naive about Putin. Yeah. Okay. So this is certainly going to be interesting. Now, he mentioned this on Wednesday evening, and he said that Ukraine will never cede the occupied territories to Russia while expressing doubts about the Trump-led efforts to bring peace and suggesting the president is being deceived by Vladimir Putin. He was speaking to a French paper, and I'm not even going to try and say it, but I think it's Le Figaro. Anyway, ahead of yet another summit in Paris, Zelensky once again appears to have been emboldened by European allies as they expressed a hard-line position toward Moscow in the ongoing U.S.-led negotiations. I mean, dude, seriously, the areas that were taken over, folks, literally were planning on, were leaning toward being Russian anyway. They preferred to be Russian. There were separatists that were in these regions. Just let them go. Anyway, he also added, but after he said that he's not going to cede these territories, he said, "We will get them back. Probably not right away, but this may have to be done diplomatically. Diplomacy causes fewer victims." I mean, let's face it, the Donbass region was done in 2014, as well as Crimea. You know, both of those were done under Obama and then under Biden. How are we going to negotiate something to get those back? I highly doubt that Putin's going to let those go either. So, yeah. Anyway, so keep in mind that since the 2022 invasion, Russia has seized most of the territories in the Ukrainian region of the Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhzhia. Wow. Those are some serious names. Anyway, in addition to having taken over Crimea in 2014. So, yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Because the Russians are also saying that they assert those regions are rightfully theirs, noting that many in the area are already Russian speakers. Although, of course, by this stage, most Ukrainian speakers will already have fled. So, I mean, yeah. There you go. Anyway, Zelensky also apparently reportedly said manipulative Putin doesn't really want peace. He's stalling for time with regards to the ceasefire talks. So, yeah, Zelensky is not, he's not necessarily aligning himself with the person who is reportedly, from his own words, the possible savior of what's going on with all of this. So, yeah, that's going to take some time. Alrighty, folks, that is it for me for this evening. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, head on over to rumble.com, get yourself an account. It is free. And once you are signed up and signed in, make sure that you hit that green follow button to get notified every time I go live. And speaking of that, I'm going to hit you with one more promotion before I take off, just because it showed up. This sponsorship is from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for the small creator like myself. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell to the pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. We all know about YouTube and everything else. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in corporate media. They are attacked by governments like France and from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get that much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask of you. But if you really believe in this fight, okay, and if you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO to get that $10 off when you purchase an annual subscription. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we're just happy if you watch us on Rumble. All right. Oh, make sure before you take off and hit those thumbs up buttons, whether it's in X, YouTube, Facebook, or, of course, the aforementioned Rumble. We will see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Saturday. I got to get right. Tomorrow night is Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on American Perspective. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night, everybody.